welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Nicole and I make bookish content. This video is going to be really fun and interesting because I actually have done a reading swap with one of my best friends here on Booktube, Jess from Books Past Bedtime. She gave me some book recommendations and I haven't read any of the books yet, so I'm really looking forward to talking about them with you guys. So the first book that I'm going to be reading that Jess recommended is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. The second book that I'm going to be reading is The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James by Ashley Herring Blake. The last book that I'm going to be reading is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. It's about Yeonmi's journey with her mother and how she escaped North Korea and found freedom in South Korea. I am really excited to be reading all of these books. I've heard a lot of good things about all of them and I think it's about time that I jumped on the wagon and got reading. So those are the three books that I'm going to be reading for this vlog. I'm going to start off with reading In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, and I'm actually going to be buddy reading it with Rachel from Let Me in the Library, so I'm really excited to be doing that. I probably am going to try to finish it in 1 or 2 days, so I will update you guys when I have more thoughts. Hi! So I've officially finished In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado in 2 days, and I did not post any vlogs because I was working at the time, so I just wasn't able to provide constant updates because after I worked I was just exhausted and just wanted to read and not really talk to anybody, including the camera. So I'm just going to tell you guys my thoughts as well as a brief summary. So if you guys do not know, In the Dream House is a memoir about Carmen's emotionally abusive relationship and the house where a lot of their memories and trauma were formed. This is definitely one of the most unique books that I've ever read in my life. I don't really know how to describe it other than saying she uses a lot of different types of writing formats, and it's very interesting to see how she's able to convey so much with such varying forms of storytelling. This book, I feel like everyone should read once in their life, especially if you have experienced emotional abuse at some point in your life, whether it be gaslighting from your significant other or your family members. As for me, like, reading this book really hit me hard because I've definitely dealt with a lot of the same gaslighting and emotional abuse as the author, and there are multiple examples, which I'm not going to spoil, where I really felt like the author accurately captured the emotions that I was feeling at the time. Honestly, this book was utterly heartbreaking and so intense at times. It was a very heavy book, but I also think it was a really necessary and important read. Overall, I have nothing but good things to say about it. I will say there are certain parts in the book that were a little bit harder for me to focus on because I have ADHD, but for the most part I was completely engaged. I think there were just a couple pages that I was struggling with. I would rate this book a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I've actually already recommended it to my boyfriend's mom, who's actually a relationship therapist, so I think that she would actually really enjoy reading this. Those are all my thoughts. So next I'm going to be reading The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James. We'll see how that goes, but as of now I'm going to turn in for the night. And yeah, hi everybody. So I just wanted to provide an update. I decided to start reading The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James by Ashley Herring Blake, and this book is about a girl named Sunny who receives a new heart, and she decides to go out and do a bunch of things that she wasn't able to do before. She wants to make a new best friend because she had a falling out with her old one, and she wants to get her first kiss from a boy. But when she meets a girl that she sees serious best friend potential in, she might not want a kiss after a boy after all. I actually started reading this during a reading sprint for the Enneagramathon, and I really like it so far. I'm about 168 pages in, and I just want to say I think the main character, Sunny, is super wholesome and full of life. She's so optimistic and happy-go-lucky amidst all the pain and difficulties that she's experienced throughout her life. I also really love her new friend named Quinn, and I'm really excited to see where their story goes, and I'm totally rooting for them. I actually have a free day for the first time in months, and I'm going to spend the entire day reading, so I'll get back to you guys on that. And if I have enough time today, I might start the last book that I'm reading, which is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park, so stay tuned. wanted to provide an update. I actually finished The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James, and I gave it a 4.5 stars for multiple reasons. First of all, I think it's honestly a very heartwarming story, and I honestly fell in love with the protagonist and her family and friends and love interest. I felt very entwined with the storyline, and I just want to say that I really appreciate that this book has a very positive message out there for people that might come from a family that has overcome issues. It made me feel like very hopeful and positive. I think that the writing was absolutely stunning, and I really enjoyed the setting because it was nice to read about a beach. Also, if you're wondering what this mark is on my face, my boyfriend thought it would be funny to see if he could give me a hickey in the middle of my forehead, and he could, so that's what it is. But anyways, moving on. This book definitely took me on an emotional roller coaster at times. I was getting teary-eyed and could really feel the pain that the character was experiencing, and other times I felt full of joy and happy, and I was laughing the whole time because I think a lot of things that Sunny feels is very relatable. This book in general has a really positive message about being true to yourself and having courage to stand up for how you feel and who you love. I would definitely recommend reading this. It will definitely not disappoint. Amanda from Ginger Snapped Reads was definitely not wrong. Once I started reading this, I definitely couldn't put it down. So the next book that I'm going to be reading to finish up this vlog is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. I think it's going to be very educational because I can't say that I've ever read from someone's perspective who's experienced that. So I will let you guys know what I think soon enough. But let's get reading. Good morning. So it is a new afternoon, and I am going to try and read In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park in one day, so wish me luck. I'm currently on page 20, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I have a feeling that I'm going to be an emotional wreck after reading this because the prologue made me teary-eyed, but if you guys don't know what this is a memoir written by Yeonmi Park about her and her mother's journey escaping North Korea and eventually finding a new home in South Korea after being sold into sexual slavery in China. So far, I'm not very far in, but I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the writing style. It's very easy to read through. I almost can't put the book down because it's so intriguing. So I'm just gonna keep reading for a little bit, and I'll give you guys an update when I'm about halfway through. Hello. So I'm about 90 pages in right now, and I can't seem to put it down. First of all, I just want to say that it's really surreal to me that Yeonmi is only 3 years older than me, and so a lot of the years that she was growing up and experiencing certain difficulties in her life, I was living a completely different lifestyle in the US, which definitely humbles me and gives me a lot of perspective. I really haven't known much about the culture and the way of life in North Korea for obvious reasons, and so it's really interesting to read from someone who's experienced it from the beginning since birth, and how her perspective is different than, you know, my perspective based on what I see in the news. I also just really admire her mother. She seems to be an incredibly resourceful and strong woman, and I know that North Korea definitely has a lot of sexist ways of thinking. She can hold her ground. I think like some parts of this book are definitely very heartbreaking to read about. For example, how even if you didn't do anything bad, just because you are relatives with someone who might have lived or owned property on the wrong side of the country, you can basically get pushed down to poverty levels that you can't really recover from. That was really surprising to me. I am definitely excited to continue reading about this. Right now, I'm still hearing about her time in North Korea, but I'm interested to seeing what is the major push that drives her mother and her to make the journey out of North Korea. Everyone seems to be really resourceful, and there's just this intense, almost religious love for the leaders in North Korea, while at the same time still being able to like subconsciously acknowledge that there's certain things that could be broken or certain things that don't really add up or make sense. That's just very interesting reading from her point of view. I just don't even have any words to express it right now because I could never imagine going through what she did. And it's really interesting because the main character says that to this day she doesn't like to eat salad because even when her mother and her were trying to take on some gigs, she still had to go and gather wild plants like in the fields to feed herself. So I'm gonna continue reading this, and then I'm probably gonna give an update in about maybe another 100 pages, but I'm 90 pages in and I'm really liking it. Food break! I'm gonna watch that 70s show with my boyfriend, and we're gonna eat some deconstructed bell peppers, and it's gonna be a good time. Hi everybody! So update, I am actually about 200 pages in, and I honestly can't even begin to understand what Yeonmi was going through when she crossed the border into China and was sold into sexual slavery alongside her mother. Honestly, like, her whole journey there is absolutely heartbreaking, and I can't even like fathom the amount of pain that she must have been experiencing. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but it just really makes me appreciative for the life that I have, and also really eye-opening and enlightening to what's really going on behind the scenes. So it's getting kind of late now, and I'm thinking of doing an escape box with my boyfriend where basically we have this monthly subscription and it's like an escape room but in a stay-at-home version, so it's really fun. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then I'm probably going to head to bed early. I'm getting blood tests done tomorrow and I'm really scared, so I'm probably going to finish reading tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, good morning. So it is now 2 p.m. so it's no longer the morning, but I've actually had a very eventful day so far. I went and faced my fear of needles and got a blood test done, and then I took my boyfriend out for breakfast because he was calming my anxiety-ridden butt the entire day. So now we're back and my veins aren't throbbing as much anymore. I'm thinking of finishing the book. Why am I blurry still? No. So I'll let you guys know what I think after I finish reading the book, but I have about 60 pages left, if that, and I'm excited to finish it. I've already recommended it to my boyfriend and my boyfriend's mom, so I think it's safe to say that it's going to be a 5-star read. But yes, talk to you soon. Hello, so I finished the book and I feel really emotional right now. It was honestly just such a beautiful book. And honestly, reading about her experiences and her strength to persevere against all her obstacles really makes me appreciative and like think differently of the way that I've grown up and the things that I've had in my life that I've taken for granted, but also makes me horrified to learn what's going on in North Korea. I honestly think that this book should be read by anyone who is interested in history, interested in learning more about the world, and who enjoys nonfiction books, because I can honestly say that I'm not going to forget about this book for a very long time. But I would say that it's a 5-star read for sure. Jess, if you're watching this, like, thank you so much for recommending it. It was definitely not an easy read, but I think it's really important, and I really feel a lot more educated than before. So those are all the books that I read that Jess recommended to me, and I pretty much ended up loving every single book, so I think it's safe to say that she has excellent book taste. You should definitely go and subscribe to her because she has extremely quality content, and I always know I can get some great recommendations after watching her videos. Thank you guys so much for watching this rambly, chaotic video. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I'm also sorry about not posting very often, but I've just been really busy in the summertime. I'll see you guys soon, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!